is the final day at the Democratic National Convention. Kamala Harris is set to take the stage, telling her story to Americans and hopefully offering up some substantive details about her vision for the future. More than a month after dodging the press, we need something, right? It has been 32 days without a single news conference or an actual sit-down interview with a journalist. Last night, she got a big boost from none other than Oprah Winfrey, making a surprise appearance, hoping that her endorsement of Kamala Harris will be as powerful this time around as it was 16 years ago when she rallied voters behind Barack Obama. Yeah, over 1 million votes she scored for him. She had a lot to say about Harris, no surprise, while taking shots, without mentioning names, at former President Donald Trump and J.D. Vance just years after helping put him on the nation's radar. Watch.
When a house is on fire, we don't ask about the homeowner's race or religion. We don't wonder who their partner is or how they voted. No. We just try to do the best we can to save them. And if the place happens to belong to a childless cat lady, we try to get that cat out too.
All right, joining me now to discuss, senior fellow at the American Conservative Union, Mercedes Schlapp. Great to have you. And of course, former vice chair of the New Jersey Federation of Republican Women, Melanie Collette. We all got a chuckle out of that one. Of course, the reference Oprah was making, Mercedes, to a comment J.D. Vance made years ago that has been lambasted. But let's go to Oprah. Again, the power that she had for former President Barack Obama when he was trying to be elected president for the very first time, palpable. Do you think she could still have that influence today for Kamala?
Look, I would have been more concerned if it would have been Taylor Swift on that stage,
100%.
quite frankly, because she does have a huge influence on the young voters. And I do believe that she'll have a presence in continuing to make her opinions known politically. Look, Oprah does have a following. It's a much older following. It's what I would call the Facebook followers that probably enjoy Oprah. The difference is that in that study, those 1 million votes, I want to know what battleground states they were all in. That's what matters to me. If they're coming from California or states like New York,
that's a great point.
Then I wouldn't be, I wouldn't be as stressed out. So why I do believe that, especially with the evolution of social media and many of these kind of social media influencers, these celebrity types, yeah, of course they have an influence. Does that turn into votes, and where the votes are being accounted for? That's a different story.
Yeah, that's interesting because, Melanie, we were talking about it, and Oprah, of course, just one of the several stars making an appearance. Stevie Wonder, John Legend, and Pink, who will be performing tonight. Just a few of the A-listers who have thrown their support and influence, Mercedes, you used that word, behind Kamala Harris. Now, we watch the Democrats default to star power night after night, event after event. Of course, the question, do celebrity endorsements really matter? Well, we saw that the Oprah one did, but I mean, Oprah was a whole different story then. There was a thing called the Oprah effect. But according to a recent study done by Harvard's Kennedy School of Government, celebrities actually can sway voters. And we know the Democrats are pulling out every last stop to harness that star-swaying power, because in this what is positioned to be a very close race, we know that every single vote, of course, will make a difference. So want to get your thoughts on this. And there's actually now data behind it. And they talk about, Harvard talks about the influence of celebrities. Again, such a big word. We live in a world now where influencer is actually a job title. So we know it means something.
It certainly does. But to Mercy's point earlier, when she was saying that mostly it affects younger voters, that's what I found in the research as well. And also, Oprah, while she definitely is the queen, that's my girl, she doesn't necessarily, she's not the same influencer as she was when she was on TV 16 years ago. And younger people don't really know her. So I'm not sure it's going to have as much of an impact as it had during the Obama election.
Yeah, it's interesting. But we know that Kamala Harris's team, they have actually hired a celebrity whisperer.
Oh,
it's a thing.
wow.
They're paying money for this.
Okay.
The job of the celebrity whisperer is to harness star power and tactically deploy celebrities into the campaign. It's the thing. The guy's name who runs the organization, Greg Proper. It's very interesting what he said, too. You guys will notice what I'm talking about here. He said the goal is for people to feel like politics is, ding, 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 joyful. Joy. That is a word we've been hearing a lot. We've been talking about it. I think someone counted over 30 times last night, including from this gal. Listen.
Let us choose honor, and let us choose joy.
In true Oprah fashion, I don't know, Melanie, what do you think?
Joy and
Pain.
Joy does not
there a
pay the
song?
bills. Joy is not paying one bit of rent. Joy is not doing anything about these 2 wars that are going on. Joy is not doing anything about our open border. And with all due respect to the Queen Oprah, that is not going to get it done. And so we need to focus on policy and not the great feelings that we'll have by electing the first Black female president.
Yeah. But 10 seconds left, Mercy. I think the joy is almost, to me, sounds like a propaganda term that is being floated and used and reused.
Absolutely. I think they must have done focus groups around this and said, what's the word that's sticking? And it's like, oh, okay, joy. But the reality is Americans are in pain, and that's what they're sensing right now. They view their families, their basically their communities, just they're not in a good place. And so there needs to be that change. And so I think this idea that hope is making a comeback, like Michelle Obama said, well, that hope is Donald Trump.
Yeah, and hope, of course, was also the tag word for President Obama. All right, Melanie, Collette, thank you so much for joining us. And Mercy Schlapp, you're going to be back, so stay with us. All right, and coming up, more American Agenda after a very short break. Stay there.